All right, chat, it's party time. So we had played variations of this in the standard 22 queue. The party mechanic, for those not familiar, says at the beginning of says basically if you have four specific creature types, in this case, cleric, rogue, wizard, warrior, you get some kind of bonus effect. So squad commander is the big payoff for having a party in this format. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, your creatures get one attack and indestructible. Other payoffs we have include our Linvala here, locking something down and protecting our board from sweepers. We've got Archpriest, which gains attack and jumps things. And then we got Spoils of the Adventure to gas back up with. One of the things that works really well in this deck and helps us get party consistently is we have these various changelings that each can represent any one member of a party. They don't represent all of them simultaneously, but they can fill whichever role you're missing. Another really powerful thing this deck does is curving either of these shapeshifters into bears lets you have two 4/4s to attack with on turn 4, which is decent pressure for a beatdown. These various changelings also allow us to play Temple of the Dragon Queen as a card that fixes our mana, kind of a tri-color land in our deck that has a lot of color requirements. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. Party time! For folks coming in a bit late, if you missed it, we did a Meta Monday report / discussion to start the day. It is live on the YouTube channel now. Hey, thanks for the 29 months, Wiggin. Good morning and welcome back. It's the squad commander here. Use the spoils to gas up. Yeah, I agree, Patrick. It's a good assessment. In terms of describing feelings, the Fahrenheit does a better job of that. A cup isn't a consistent measurement. Of course, there's cups of all different sizes, chat. I reach into my cabinet and there's like 3 or 4 different cups. So depending on how much of a particular ingredient I want, that determines how big the cup size I should use. We received a few complaints about the lack of singing in previous Meta Mondays, so the song did return this week for Meta Monday. Man, the people working on my overlay stuff have the rough mock-ups done for everything already. I'm super excited to get them all finished up and get to start using them. They're so much better than what we have now. I'm excited, chat. I think you're gonna like them. Not the land I wanted for Christmas. Feeling kind of dead, fam. Be a full Planewalker. No, I'm actually going to be getting rid of the magic specific frame. Since I'm doing a variety of games now. I want to get rid of the magic specific parts of my branding that I have in different places. Okay, this is fucking hilarious. I'm gonna be honest, I just like net decked this and didn't pay attention. This is hilarious. It doesn't come in here clearly, like this is a Renin 7 card, obviously. But like, man, is that a good one. Yeah, I've never read this card before. This is a gem to have found. Why is the island in the board? I assume for when I'm boarding in 4 extra blue cards. Which is why I boarded it in here. Spartan the Red, thank you for the absurdly generous tier 3 and for the 32 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. You can tell that this current deck that we're playing was put together by someone who's played Limited, because constructed players have never read that card before, much like myself. But I would wager that read-through we just did was the first read-through of that card for many people in the audience today. Absorb identity can't be found in draft boosters. Really? That's something. It's not even a draft card, it's from supplementary products. Wild. This is maybe gonna come as a surprise to those of you at home, but so far, my synergy deck with individually weak cards in it doesn't feel particularly good against my opponent's combo control deck. I know this will come as a shock to many of you. And we're probably just dead to this smoldering egg, right? Listen, I'm not saying the Jund players at home should be hoping this deck's a dumpster fire, so we also play Jund today, but if you want to see Jund happen, you should hope this deck's a dumpster fire. And then we're just dead to this, right? I guess it can no longer kill my Archpriest with a single trigger. All right. Mercy. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff. I expect Judd to be a dumpster fire too. It's kind of unfair that that opponent just put a bunch of good cards in their deck. I know, right? Yes, yeah, EDH matchmaking was fixed a patch or two ago. We actually started this morning playing some Brawl Pedge. There'll be some Stick Fingers Brawl up on the YouTube this evening. Hold this back because I'd rather trade if they attack, I think. Really unfortunate that this was a Stormseeker and not like a Chariot that we could concerted defense. Yikes. For the record, what'd you bring for me, baby girl? Did you bring daddy shorts? Listen, chat, remember I said this was the first day I'd worn pants in a long time? The pants were a mistake and it's now very hot in my office. Thank you for helping your mom, baby girl. My pants are now off. Let your imagination run wild. Feel free. If I donate to your Patreon, does the camera stay on? I mean, I'm not saying yes, but I'm also not telling you no. So you have to just, find out. It's Quip. Hi, baby girl.
She wants to say hi.
You want to say hi? Say hi to the people. The camera's back and it's 100% more cute. Yeah. Do you mean the big Haley? There's the big Haley. Who's that baby girl?
Okay.
That one? Yeah. She wants the keyboard? Always.
Hi.
I feel like I shouldn't say it, but I'm surprised she hasn't grabbed at the microphone. There's too much other stuff on my desk. I think I just want the Quandrix commands and the absorb identities. Yeah, she can have the crackers.
Do you want her to just
No,
take
she can
one,
take
or
it.
do
She
you
can take it.
want them?
No, have fun, baby girl. Enjoy. And then what are we trimming here? It's probably a little slow for this. And maybe we trim a couple of Paragons. I guess I'm supposed to mulligan this. Hey, thanks for stopping by to drop off the freebie, Hark. Keeps me employed, so thanks. It doesn't feel like my opponent and I are playing the same format, chat. It feels like we're playing different formats. Let's say we're gonna give this one 4 tries. So we'll give it 2 more matches after this. If it's still a dumpster fire, 4 matches, then we'll swap over to some Jund. Chat. Pants suck, chat. I feel so much better now. When I voted for this deck, I assumed we'd be lucky. Voting for a candidate that does nothing sounds like democracy. Actually, Bulb, the United States is not a democracy. It is a constitutional republic. I am very smart. Cenotaph, thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, Chad, I just got the final updated sub badges that we're gonna have, and they're so good. They're so good. The artist that that works with the talent agency that I signed on with is very talented. No, I'm not allowed to share till they're all done. I promised them I wouldn't share them on stream until they were all done. We're gonna be rolling out everything. Everything's gonna be integrated and look very uniform. We've got the overlay animations are gonna match the new sub icons. Like, it's great. Make sure you pay that artist in lots of they're getting paid with money. $1 dues. We probably want to lead on Sentinel, huh? I am just going to keep teasing you. Hopefully things will be done this week. Luke Goes, thanks for the 35 months. Welcome back. I am not. I am getting rid of all of the Magic-specific stuff out of my content branding. Since I do more than Magic. Give us a date. I cannot. They're ready when they're ready. What color are we picking here? I think it's white. Could be blue, actually. Yeah, let's name blue, actually. Yeah, I talked about that in Meta Monday this morning, Precipic. The only, in my opinion, the only reason the green deck is what it is because that's pushing stuff out. Actually, let's just jam this too while they don't have mana. My body is ready to get swept next turn. My contract doesn't have an end date. Nah, I'd rather let creative people just work Bluefire. My current overlay stuff isn't unusable. I'd much rather just let creative types let their work happen as it happens. Chat, I'm not some big heartless corporation that has firm deadlines they need to hit. Also, it's not like I personally am paying them hourly. They work with the talent agency I work with, so that's why I signed on with the agency, because I'm not footing an hourly bill, so. Which makes it much easier to be kind, so long as they have a good relationship with the agency. They own, I think they're the part owner, so. As a shareholder in Hoaglandia, I announced to take over the board. Maybe. All right, so I think we cast this to finish our party. Okay, and now Linvala protects the board from another super here. Binka Stew, thanks for the 34 months. Welcome back. Seems like a weird main board card. I mean, mono green and mono white are two of the mainstays in the format, and I'd bet they're playing Prismari Command to be able to loot this away when it's not good. Also, they're very likely a Smoldering Egg deck, so this can team up with Smoldering or Ashmouth Dragon to deal more damage to larger things. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so this is lethal. Right? Did I count that right? Math. Yeah. Okay, so Masked Vandal seems pretty bad in this matchup. Hermit, Negate, extra land. Hey, thanks for the Prime Nelf. Appreciate the quarter of the year. BT dubs for folks just joining us. We've got that charity command in the title as well as Meta Monday. Meta Monday is up on YouTube if you missed it live this morning. Charity thing is for later this week. If I can spell it right. We're going to be doing a charity stream for the American Heart Association on Wednesday. My plan for the Magic portion of that stream is to be split Magic and Unite like all my streams this week. Is we're going to do the $10 deck rotation like we did for the last one. So if you donate 10 or more dollars the day of the stream, you could put a deck list with it, and we'll play a minimum of one game with your deck, and then we'll move on to the next one with the next donation right after. So it'll be kind of a rapid fire, changing decks a lot. We'll be taking Historic, Brawl, Historic, and Standard for those. Yeah, I should have gone to 5 here. It could also be that maybe I'm supposed to cut the Spoils of Adventure in this matchup and just try and go under them, because I can't really grind with them. Hey, Strange Journey, thanks for the sub-gift. Magic speed dating, yeah, basically. Maybe I'm supposed to concerted defense this, actually. Because I can't concerted defense like a Goldspan Dragon next turn. Yeah, I think I messed that up. I think I'm just supposed to take my getting while the getting's good. Thanks, Strange. Pretty punished for not doing that last turn. That seems like it bodes well for us. See if they hit land red removal, or if we get to turn this 2/2 into a 4/4. Tilt. So the 5 months Anonymous. I go to game 3. Okay, I'm gonna cut the spoils of adventure in this matchup. I think this access at grinding is just not where we want to be here. I think we want to just beat them down. I wonder if this is a Spellbinder matchup. It's like flying and disruptive. You can see that being the case. Let's try that, actually. I think the blue-red turn stack or blue-red dragons. It's pretty hard to tell the difference between the two without seeing the full deck list. They have a lot of overlapping cards. Spellbinder versus Deluge feels bad. Well, don't take Deluge. Take their Goldspan Dragons. Take their Aldruin's Epiphany if they haven't foretold it already. My body is ready to get Cinderclasm, chat. Does Spellbinder work against Deluge? They get to look at 6 cards, because Deluge looks at the amount of cards equal to the mana you spent. I would be incredibly surprised if blue-white was better than Jeskai. Lightning Helix is very good, and 3-mana sweepers are very good. The new 2-mana removal spell is card disadvantage. You're killing something, but you're giving your opponent a card, so you're technically 1 for 0ing yourself. A lot of the mono green lists that I looked at were not playing Ren in the main. They had them in the 75, but they were more aggressively slanted game 1. So take that for what you will. We just like double bears here. Duh, bears. Duh, bears. Hey, don't Cinderclass me, bro. Hey, you got one more shot, being party. One more shot. Explicitly asked for that not to happen, opponent. Sounds good, Britt. And honestly, I'm glad we queued up into mono white here, so if we lose this, we can move along knowing that we got to play against basically all of the mainstays in the format. Hit all of the big ones. I'm actually gonna make it 2-3 here. I'd prefer that people. I don't want to do like I'm not doing like a 12-hour stream sporadic, so I'm gonna ask that people. I think I'm gonna do $10 for a best of 1 and $30 for a best of 3, 30 or more if they want a best of 3. But in general, I'm gonna ask that. I'm not gonna do 10 games for a $100 donation. No. Because the goal is to encourage people to donate to see their thing happen, not have to wait a ton of time. Okay, so I think we squad commander here, and then next turn we can do this. So we only get 3 tokens here, but then next turn all of these tokens will be able to attack because they'll be indestructible with this. Ideally, they could have another Brutal Cathar or a Skyclave here. Yeah, you definitely want to counter that, right? Blue is the color. Thank you for your generous tier 2 and for the 29 months. I think we kill this because it takes free blocks, right? Well, I could kick that next turn. Maybe we save that to kick. Nah, let's just jam. They're almost dead. We got to do a thing, chat. We played a game of Magic and we won. It was so exciting. You'd rather have Absorb? I think I'd rather have Absorb Identity than Concerted Defense here, huh? Or honestly, would I rather just have a couple of Spellbinders, just like a flying threat? I might rather have I have a flying threat, I think, actually. I believe that is what squad goals refers to, yes. I think main decking Duress is almost always wrong. I think the assessment that discard spells are okay in the current format is not unreasonable, but I think I would play Check for Traps long before I'd play Duress. When you brick on a Duress game 1, it feels real bad. Wait, they have a slow start. We have another pretty good start here. We get to finish our party and put another priest into play next turn. Like, they're about to take a big hit, huh? And now I'd rather finish my party with this, right? Because it turns into a removal spell. Crunch, crunch. Next turn, this will be a 4, and this will make something not be able to block. I agree with these in. I actually think Go Blank is much better than Duress in this format. Mind Drop, get rid of your graveyard is quite good. Quite lethal because they had a removal spell, but still pretty good for the home team. Oh, I should have put a 1/1 counter on that one before they traded with it, huh? Mistakes were made. I mean, we finally did a thing. Our synergy deck feels much better against things that aren't a constant pile of removal. I don't know. This kind of feels like a textbook example of the type of deck that blue-red kind of pushes out of the format, right? Removal is good against bad tribal decks. Shh. Shh. Don't tell them my secret. It's a secret. To the 10 months, Houston. Welcome back. I have a concerted defense for Meat Hook. Thank you very much, Twitch chat. It's our best draw at this point, the draw 3. Goodbye, friend. And now I have no cards in hand. We're at parity on board. My opponent has 6 cards in their hand. So we're probably done here. Some counter spells, the extra land. I do think this is probably an opponent we can grind against a little bit here. Especially with the counter spells. They're not like the blue-red deck that's like pressuring us while disrupting us, so being able to go a little bit long seems fine with some card advantage. Hey, Jay Hurst. Thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. Nice, nice. Let's play this on blue now. There's no hate for foretelling a card, is there? Counter spells. I guess I should do this pre-combat. I get an extra thing. You can reach over and rip up the card. Alright, didn't matter. We really need some Wasteland Strangler on Arena. Well, that card's probably not playable in the current historic format, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Would be cute with Elite Spellbinder in a more mid-rangey format. Notable that this opponent is not playing Snow Basics, so not a Blood on the Snow deck. Could be a Lolith deck, very likely, though, so I'm going to sit on the second defense for now. cards you need to ban to make Sarah Angel playable? A lot. Is mono green the bad guy, or is it turns? Well, that's a complicated question. So, mono green is the most popular and has the highest win rate. But the question you have to ask yourself is that the case because mono green's good, or is that the case because the Izzet decks have made the format hostile to decks that would naturally prey on the mono green deck? And in my opinion, it's the latter of those two things. But Magic formats are complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. And there's a chance that that's not correct. Looks like they're more mid-rangey, which makes these concerted defenses much worse. Yeah, in general, I'm inclined to agree with Juggalos. I think it's pretty hard for a deck like Mono Green to be the problem. Granite Magistrate doesn't do anything, chat. Their decks are full of removal spells. Thanks for the 16 months light reading. Alright, I'm gonna play some Jund. This deck is aggressively mediocre. Just pretty typical synergy deck trying to play a bunch of individually weak cards that just don't keep up with anybody doing anything remotely interactive. We had a decent game in there against Mono White because they largely didn't interact with us and our deck was allowed to just kind of do its thing, and this one is just not good enough. All right, I'm gonna